Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. This is Velga the Observer, and do you remember last week's video I did of this? This one happens to be a sort of sketch exploration thing that I did on fantasy trees. So today I'm going to try to draw it out for you, a more rendered piece at least of the one tree in the very front. Where am I? Hand drawing. Subtle sketching. Is this big enough? Okay. So I did do this initial sort of outline thing because I didn't want to hit record and just not be able to do anything for half an hour, just a total waste of time for both you and me. So I did that beforehand just so that I'd be able to draw this faster. So okay, I quite like this. What if it shrinks towards the top? Oh, and a heads up, since this is I'm sort of sketching out the outlines. This might just take a while, but hopefully it won't, you know. So if I remember correctly, there should be like a root, like a tree root here. Going like this. Going to make sure it looks these lines that I'm drawing, going to make sure that it helps make the root look tubular. Okay, I sort of did like accidentally made the UI go away, which is fine. It looks quite nice. Maybe I should do that more often. And also, I would like to try not being overly strict with the outlines. And I gotta erase something. Should just erase with moist. I don't actually quite like that whole thing. Let's just delete. It's not big enough. Let's just do the face. Guess it's supposed to have a face. It's like an imaginary brow ridge. No mouth, just the nose. Imaginary side temples here. And even now I'm sort of trying to keep in mind. I wonder if, although this will be a more rendered piece, you could say more like a more close-up piece, if I can afford to just not render out too much certain parts of this tree. Because, for example, the upper part of this tree trunk, it looks like just any other old tree. So I don't think I would need to really render out that part much. Let's see if I can go bigger. Yeah, this is nice. Okay, so just go ahead and do the shadows early with this dark brown. If you'd like to see, it's right there, see? It's not all the way black. What am I using? Subtle sketching brush, okay. Could probably also just go dark here. Have that gradate. I mean, we can lighten it up again later, because thankfully this is digital. The side of the nose should have a shadow too. Shadow here. Well, let's memorize the size by saving it. Go back to that size. Okay, in the back here, maybe just some foliage. Going like that. And erase a section here, because I would like for it to just go like this. What else? More foliage here, I suppose. Okay. We've got a window here. Another one. Another one here. Or not. Let's add a door though. No, let's just move this up there and add a door. Down here. And these other burrows on the side could also have doors and windows. Thinking of this one up here as well. Or just make it look like that. And we can give it detail later. Oh, it will be cool, don't you think, if we added a bunch of windows along this surface. So this is sort of like going to be a tree that's so old that it's almost hollowed out. Or not hollowed out, more like a bunch of little tunnels have been formed inside, kind of like an ant's nest. Some windows are smaller than the others. Or the ones up there, I guess we could just erase. Erase that one. This one, make it smaller. Okay. There's like a tree root here, although I don't know how I should make it look. Or I could just sort of this do circular shapes, like the rings around it. Okay, so that's a good tip that you could take away from me doing this is, since I had some trouble coming up with the shape of this root when I've drawn it in tubular form, I've decided to just draw the rings surrounding it. Now we can add shadow. Resize this. some more tree roots on the side. Where am I? Okay. Might be good. Oh, okay. I think I'm... So, foliage here. Planning on foliage here. This part to be sort of shrouded in shadow. Okay. I think there was like a little hill here. It's like a road. Going like this. Leading down. Okay, now let's see if we can sort of work with just this. I'm going to switch to something more smooth. Flat, fine dust. I wonder. This is a good size. Okay. Oh yeah, set this to multiply. And this is more of a loose sketch thing. And I'm not going to be completely blocking out the flats. So I'm sort of giving up on this being like a proper PNG with a transparent background, and instead will be just a plain old JPEG. Where you can still make out the color of the background. Maybe we can go bigger now. Bigger. smaller. And I quite like the bits of the background that I haven't managed to paint. Well, not that I haven't managed to paint, more like the ones I've deliberately left unpainted. Because it's sort of like adding additional detail without having to actually try. What happened there? Palm rejection didn't really work. Okay, so this is foliage. This is part of the tree still, the tree root. Well, let's just let it spill. Might be able to just tidy it up later. I'm still unsure of the kind of finish this upper section should have. I mean, leaving it unfinished sounds like a good idea. I just haven't found the right way to do it. Okay, anyway, I think, even though I haven't figured that part out, I think we can just sort of proceed with what we've got. So I did that on the normal layer, and I'm gonna try to keep on doing this using normal layers. Let's take this color again, shift it a bit of the color. So we can have bits of worms in some places. No, not there, here. Go bigger now, so we can blend it. Okay. Need a little bit of yellow. Okay, I think that's enough. I would like to go brighter now. Let's get rid of that saved size. So I'm having the light appear from the side, from like this way. So I'm trying to just find planes that are facing the right side and add the lights over there. Okay, this too. Let's go smaller. It's getting dark. Okay, now below that one, we might be able to just... Hang on. That's still too bright. Okay, let's go with this. Color picker that, and... Okay. Shade it some more. Maybe a bit here. Now you might be thinking, or only I might be thinking, I don't know, but let me just mention how those warms, the reds and the yellows that I've added, I am now covering it up. But it's not completely covered up because I am never really applying like full pressure using my brushes. So I'm still, some of it's still going to show through at the end. Okay, so these super intense brights are working sort of like highlights, and these yellowy ones, like the paler looking and darker ones, is sort of like the diffused light. I'm going to pick that color again because I forgot to add it to the roots. this thing. Okay, so I think we are lacking some more highlights around the wrinkles in the eyes here. And in the original concept, I did apply more detail around the face, because even though this is just a tree, I still gave it a face. So you would still be very likely to look at the face, so it's not bad to just give it more detail. And also, the fact that I'm deliberately giving more detail to the face, and that might also result in forcing you to just look at the face. That left side might not need any light, except maybe here. A little bit of light here. Okay, now we're going to go rogue here, something I haven't really done much, but we're going to be painting in on top of everything. So the foliage is sort of a mixture of clouds and sea urchins. Let's just try completely, well, not completely, block it out, almost completely. Still leave some of the background to show. Because that's what we have been doing throughout the rest of the painting, so it's nice to keep that theme going. The whole scratchy look. Let's add shadows now. I'm thinking of adding shadows here, going like this, and here. Okay, so let's block it out. And now go back to the color of the leaves. So that sort of makes it look spherical in shape. And we might be able to make it look like leaves if we just add some texture. Paint into the darks again. And then we take the darks and then paint into the lights. Okay. Seems quite nice. And implement some bright spots. And get rid of it too. Once more, using the mid-tone. So we're gonna do that again. Here. Okay, block it in now. Let's add some brights here. So it's kind of spilling out. Let's add another, like a bulb here. Take the color of that dark and apply it here. A little bit here. Let's take the green again, the mid-tone, and erase out some parts because I think it's just too much. Like here we can retrieve a lot of that mid-tone. Okay, also around here. Those strokes are too long. And take the darks and apply it to in random spots within reason. You don't want to apply it everywhere. Okay, that's looking nice now. Let's add like a deep bluish gray as the shadows here. I don't know if it'll work out. And also, since this is such a big spot for me to block in, like I'll just sort of make the outline of just sheer size of shadows that I'd like to add. It's this big. It's going to invade all the shapes I've done, including these spaces in between the crevices, in between the burls and the actual tree, in between the plants, the floor, all this foliage, and the tree. See, it's a lot, right? So I'll probably do that off camera because it's just so big. I could be painting that in for a good half an hour maybe. So I'll get back to you once I've finished the shadows, those shadows, okay? Hang on. Okay, around the eyes too. And I'll make sure to show you once I've done that. So, and I'll be painting it in by just doing that anyway. So I'll see you later. Okay, so here are the shadows. Although it's actually not done. And other than it not being done, I would also like to mention that I'm not completely happy with the shape of this big tree root here growing out the front, so I'll probably shrink it. So I don't want you to miss out on me making any big changes, so I'll probably do that later though. So for now, I'm going to, so these are the shadows, right? Here's some more around the eyes, because the eyes are sort of indented inwards. Okay, around the underside and the left side of the root. Gotta block this in. Okay. So on the left side, and when I say left, it's also over there in the back, almost behind the tree, are also shadows. Why? Because even though the light is coming from over here, this whole plane here that we are looking at is closer to our eyes than these parts in the back are, because the tree is tubular in shape, right? So this part is closest to us, and these shadows here, it's further from us, so it's darker. Okay, I mean, that's not always the case, but I have decided for it to be so in this case. Also thinking of sort of shrinking it So since this is going to be like a more of a painterly thing, what is this? Get rid of it. I'm not going to really be able to erase out whatever is on the bottom properly, because then I'll have to I don't remember even where I have made these things, these chocolate bits, the colors, the outlines. Like I'm gonna have to erase a little bit from every layer. So instead of erasing it out, I'm just gonna paint over them with the background color. See, that's just much faster now. And this is looking quite messy, but it's okay because it's in the early phases. And I did warn you that this might be a long one, a long video, so I hope you're ready. Okay. Let's take some of that tree color. And what I'll be doing at this point is pretty much just just adding the shadows where I have established in my head where the shadow should be, plus at the same time figuring out potential good new spots where the shadows and the lights should be. So like I haven't planned this out from start to finish like most of my other paintings. So what you are doing is, what you are seeing is, I guess, a messier sort of workflow. Let's clean up this brow ridge. Take that dark chocolate, make it more red. Okay. And adding all these shadows is almost like a reset button where we have sort of decided to hide a lot of detail in the shadows. So instead of rendering out the whole thing and then putting in the shadows later, we're sort of just deliberately hiding everything in shadow from the start. And we can decide to only bring out a little bit of the detail. So in a way, it's actually easier. And I will be showing you what I mean. So stay tuned. And the thing with shadows is they are not all one shade of a single color. Of course you will see, and you'll notice this in real life as well, you'll see blues, pinks, purples, greens if you just look at shadows. Stare into shadows. So the shape, so this is like the deepest part of where the burls meet the tree. use a deeper crevice, a wider crevice, I mean. So I'm making bold outlines of where the crevices are, the deepest part of them at least. Okay. And a little bit of the texture of the tree bark, why not? Okay. Just make random squiggles to indicate the shape of the texture of bark. We might be able to go bigger. And let's shade it so those darkest and deepest, darkest crevices are sort of blended into the shadows. Oh, that kind of looks like a mouth. Can you see that? Like he's doing, oh yeah. He's like saying, oh. Sorry. We might be able to come up with something cool using that. But anyway, for now, let's continue with more shadows. I'll probably also make another playlist. So this is going to belong in Sketch with me, but I'll probably make another playlist. Not another one, several, just to sort of sort out in terms of difficulty where this one should belong. Since this is more like a freestyle sort of video, I'm going to be placing it, I would say, in like an advanced level playlist, because it's sort of it's less planned out from start to finish, so you might need some experience to be able to follow my thought process and the randomness nature of how I'm doing this. Because I'd be lying if I told you I don't know what I'm doing, because obviously like a tree looking picture is coming out, but it's hard to explain. It's more because of experience. And instead of just trying to come up with a good explanation, I think it's just better for me to keep on painting, give it to you in dedicated playlists, and then let you figure it out on your own through the visuals that you see. Well, at least for me, that works out very well when I watch other people paint. Especially ones I look up to. Might be able to go for a darker, more saturated version of the already existing color of this tree bark for spots that are further away from this center here. That is not dark enough. Okay. Now we can sort of introduce some of that color of wood into this big gray mass. I mean, we could leave it gray until the end, I guess, but that would make it too artsy. We could even make it turquoise blue or anything that's quite artsy like that for all the shadows, but I'm not going to. Okay, over here. So let's go smaller. Darker. Over here also, maybe darker. And I don't actually do this sort of painterly approach much, so I guess this is also a good exercise to make me remember the good practices to keep so that I can do this faster and better next time. Let's darken these windows. Erase out some more of the, well, not erase out, paint over some more of the, what's the word, underdrawing. That's not dark enough. Let's go really small now. Okay. Erase out some of that underdrawing. Let's try to do that mouth, the gaping mouth thing that I mentioned. Okay, gradate that towards the bottom. It's a little asymmetrical, asymmetrical. Okay, so that's better now. We can really darken it at the bottom. And again, outside of the mouth. This might be the messy, sketchy silhouette of a root. What else? Let's go dark now. Not 100% opacity. See if we can introduce some of that saturation gradually and slowly. Okay, let's try super saturated, but not 100%, because this little tree is looking kind of pale. Pale and unhealthy. So it's not 100% opacity, just so I can paint over again to make it darker, and then paint over it again to make it darker. In between the eyebrows. I mean, going super dark but not going 100% is already almost like the way the multiply layer works anyway. Although you have to keep in mind, if the color you're trying to paint over is already darker than the color you're using now, like I'm using a red, right? But so if I'm covering over a black, of course, instead of making it darker, it's going to make it brighter. Darken. Let's see if we can make that bigger. No. Yes. We need to retrieve some of this these lights. And then cover it up once more with the darks. That dark, yes. It's looking quite nice. I'm not sure if I like the design of this one though, this tree on top. So maybe this could be better. Let's cover this up. Yeah. Although What if I just go for like a generic straight trunk? Might be good. Like a redwood tree. Yeah, this looks quite nice. Painting over everything without a care in the world. Yeah, this looks quite nice. Cover all those things that we just did. That's okay. Can paint over them again if we need to. Let's go smaller now. Okay. These are more shadows in the indentations of the texture of the bark. Take that color. What else? Let's take some of that and introduce it here and there. Oh yeah, here. Should be good. Okay, so now might be a good time to just paint over this root because I'm not happy with it. We might even be able to get rid of it by using the background color. Yeah, 2. Paint over it. Erasing it by painting over it. What if we get rid of it? Okay, interesting. Let's go super zoomed out. Straight line. Okay. Okay, this looks nice. Completely get rid of this. Looking kind of annoying. An eyesore. some of that dark red, make it go darker and make it super small. And just try to add texture. And painted texture. Because we have been hand painting this thing. So I'd like to keep it that way, because if I were to use a more automatic type of brush, it might mess up the atmosphere. Okay. Let's take this, more of an orangish color. So we've added reds, we haven't added oranges. And you've seen what trees look like, right? In real life. So I'm trying to go for quite a saturated looking tree. So it's gonna have like reds, oranges, and browns of varying darkness and brightness. And they can get random, you know, it's placement. If you're not very good with color theory, you can sort of get away with applying all of this color here and there in random places. But if you do know your color theory, it will help a lot in making it look good. Because among, let's say, 60% chaos, there will be like 40% meticulously planned placement for accurate colored shadows. But if you're a beginner, you could, I guess, just settle for a more cartoony look and use black shadows. Completely fine if you're learning. Okay, so we're gonna move towards the top right here a bit. Make it cool or warm. Some spots. Warms. So this part is it's bugging me a lot. I still haven't made up my mind as how that should look. Maybe I should just hide it in shadow again. Yeah. Too big. Let's give that a try. Will that look good? Let's go with a straight line, straight down. Continue here. Okay. Oh, this might be good. Okay. Quite nice. Let's do that again, straight line. Oh, this is nice. It's like an impressionist approach to the shadows. It's just like straight lines, straight down strokes. Let's clean it up a bit. So this confusion that we're facing here is a mix of my inability to paint in this style and also my inability to come up with a satisfying shape design for myself. And that is actually okay, because not every single drawing is going to be as easy. Oops. And not every single drawing is going to come out looking awesome. That's just the thing with art. Let's make that dark, actually. Okay, let's go super small now. Let's bring out some more of these spots. Might be a good idea to hide more of these in shadow, as dark as these ones. Orange. Let's go yellow, actually. To give more color to the tree bark. Orange. Okay. Okay, what now? Semi-finishing touches, I guess. Semi-finishing touches. What should I do now? Okay, let's go for a darker squiggles. To really bring out the depth of some of the really dark parts. I guess not everywhere. Just around the center. Because I do want you to look more, to spend more time looking at the center here, rather than the rest of the drawing. I mean, I would like you to know that there are plants around this thing. And these burls do exist, but I do want you to sort of look into the eyes of this tree, because it does have a face. A very scary and intimidating face. Okay, bring out some more of that brown. Some of these places, these pots, don't need to be as complicated. This bit at the cheeks might be good if we just bring it out into the light. Like, there are a couple of bits that's just poking forward, so it's catching the light. Yeah, it's kind of too bright though, so let's darken it with more saturation. And I'm gonna darken it here in between. So there's like a crack there. Let's go bigger. Ooh, it's too big. This needs to gradate. Take more of that dark brown, add it here. Yeah, that looks nice. Let's take this color. What now? Okay. So it's not a completely clean triangular shape. So there are like wrinkles on the nose. So we're gonna bring it out by adding these brights. So the brights are like bumps, and the darks are indentations. Let's use this brown instead. Okay. Let's make this sharper because it's kind of messy. Let's take that gray, make it like a clear cut, like that. See how it looks now? This is before. Hang on, see? Now after. Looks cleaner. This part too. Let's clean it up. Just sharpen it. I mean, there are lots of these unsharpened and messy spots throughout the whole drawing, yeah, but as I said, I am trying to focus on bringing out the center area of this tree around the face. So it's good if you just focus in the center area. So just to clear up any confusion, if you were wondering, if you were contemplating, oh wow, he's doing that to that one bit, but there's still so much of the other messy spots. Is he gonna do them all? So that's the answer to your question. Your potential question, I guess. I don't know what's in your head. I'm just guessing here. Let's take this dark red. It's not dark red. What is this? It's like a burnt sienna. The color of clay. It's looking quite nice, eh? Compare that to before, this looks way better. Okay, what can we do now? Let's use a darker version, a darker and redder version of that red. Not 100% though. To try if some cracks would look good on this one burl here. Looks actually quite nice. So we're going to expand that down here. Okay. Filled it in. Take some of that dark and just darken this. Okay. Introduce a little bit of that brightness. There. Reduce the opacity again. Let's add that here. Just so it won't look like such a bottomless pit. All the shadow. It's just to reveal more of this, the color of this burl. Just so it won't look that deep. This hole. In fact, I think we can close this up quite tight. Like so. Yep. Looking quite nice. I did that, still, all that on normal layer. So my favorite part to look at right now, pretty much this. Invert. My favorite part to look at. See? And the rest actually don't need that much work. But let's go ahead anyway. And just try to make it a complete picture. So the tree root going this way. Okay, looking kind of dark. Let's turn it into a silhouette. Hopefully this won't ruin the composition of the established lights and darks. Because if this ends up pulling your eye away from the face too much, guess I'm gonna have to delete it. But that seems okay. Connected though, because that's not much darks in between, right? So I gotta connect it. Take that color. Let's see how much of this we can get rid of. Okay. Let's go back to painting these leaves. Let's go with the dark for now. So these are more shadows of the foliage. Okay, I'm thinking of adding lots of that here. Let's go big. Big, too big. Medium big, yes. And right now, I guess you could, well, not you could. This is straight up a composition study, but in the form of a tree. You know how sometimes when you look at things in real life, they don't necessarily look all that perfectly balanced, you know, left and right. Some trees can be very crooked. So what I'm doing, I guess, is just sort of coming up with interesting shapes that look balanced. Not too much of anything. Not too much of the big spots, not too much of the darks. Everything's just sort of balanced. Not too much of a certain range of color. And so on. But it's in the form of these plants stuck on trees. And the trees have burls. It's got a face. That's all it is. That's all this is. Can you call this concept art? I am not sure. Because, at least when I do concept art, I do draw them while keeping in mind that certain imperfections can be embraced in the design, just so that it's more lifelike and raw. So it does not only look good, but it feels real. Let's sort of just make the shapes not too hard edged by blending it, by repainting in some of those shadows. In fact, let's do like a vague bright shading here. What am I using? Flat fine dust, okay. Yeah, like that. Let's pick a different saturation now. No, let's go quite bright. Let's do some of the brights. Add it here. Add it to the midtone. Adding it to the midtone. Adding it to the midtone here. Quite bold here because it's hidden in a dark spot. And let's take that dark, go darker, and add it to the darks. So this is sort of like the final 10% darks that we are adding and the 10% brights. We have yet to add those. We are doing the darks for now. We just did it for the midtone. You know, that saturated green you saw just now? We have not yet done it for the highlights. This is just to push the depth and saturation of the flora. Okay. Now to the brights, I'm going to add yellows. Maybe even straight up yellow. Nah, not too much. Too much highlights, actually. I kind of like how these other ones look. Not too much. So we're going to do that here too. Okay. Let's bring back, well, not bring back, add more of this almost pitch black shadows here as well. So it sort of connects to this to the dark stuff over here. Okay. I don't even know if we can do the leaves. Might ruin the whole thing. Let's just take that background color, go somewhere blue, and add indications of stuff in the back. Because it can be a mix of more burls and tree roots just going off into the distance. Lost and found kind of stuff. Like some parts you can see, some parts you can't. This is gonna be a tree root. Or a branch. Brighter over here. Because it's closer to where the light is. Let's add like a patch of leaves here. Okay. A little bit, some stuff sticking out of the big shape. Here too. And here. Okay, it cut a bit into the shape of the tree there, so I had to remove it. Oops, wrong color. It's okay though. Easily fixed. This can sort of join into this and continue down here. Let's go darker now, slightly. to indicate something else. I don't know what, just something else. So we're going to sort of crop going around the shape of this thing that we did. Okay, it's gonna finish here. Now, I'm thinking this looks good. It's just like a study of the texture of wood, I guess. I just painted a tree. And finishing touches, as you can see, this is all normal layers, right? So I'm thinking, what if it would be good to do like a linear dodge thing? Although for that, I might need something more wet. Maybe paint roller moist. Hang on. Screen tone roughed. Gentle flat shading dust. Sure, why not? Let's go for like a bright yellow. Ooh, that is so intense. A bit too big, is it? Oh well, let's just do it and erase out what we don't want. Okay, around these protruding wrinkles on the nose here a little bit. This nostril. This one's got a nostril on this side. It's got no nostril on the other side. Let's go smaller. Okay. That's so opaque now, somewhere here. Bigger, way down here though, the opacity. Or not, a little bit brighter. Yeah, I like this. Here too. Looks cool. And let's see if the one Procreate brush that I love so much will work here. It's called the light pen. Let's give it a go. It works. Never seems to disappoint, this one. That is nice. Let's go back to mine. Hand drawing. Okay. Okay. We need rough now. Flat rough dust. Too big. Because trees are, of course, textured, right? So it should catch. The textures should catch some light. Smaller ones here. A little bit there. Oh, this one. Almost forgot. How small is this? That's not small enough. Let's delete that. I don't know why I'm keeping it. Okay. Here as well. This part needs to be brought out, otherwise it will merge too much with the tree bark. We might be able to make do with a more darker, more dull highlights just for the texture of the bark. Down here maybe? Around the opening of the mouth. Yeah. Almost like a person. Almost like a person. And now, not bright enough. Okay. A little bit is okay. You know what? Let's keep that part not so bright, eh? Just strong highlights like that on a tree just seems wrong. Like it's this diffused glow seems much better. Don't forget this door. Okay. Well, I wonder if I can go behind this. Underneath everything. Let's give it a try. Ooh. Okay. Thinking of adding like a color of the ground. Like something like that. Whoa. Hang on. Here we go. Too big though? No. background behind tree. Because apparently this part has been painted over with a background color. So, excuse me. I had to do it like this. Looking good, actually. Cover that up again. Too much? Okay. Now this is balanced. A little bit more. Let's zoom out now. A little bit more. Zoom out again. Okay, perfect. Now, I could just leave it here, but let me just try one thing, and if it doesn't work, then I guess we can just leave it here. Let's try this. That big though. Okay, so this is sort of just leaves, but it's a negative shape. Do you see that? Okay, a bit much maybe over there. Okay. It's like a brush I've been working on. It's not perfect though. It says African curls. I can't quite make it look like African curls just yet. And if we're going color, then this is what it looks like. See? We could maybe alpha lock and then go for a darker color, smaller, and then just yep. Okay, that looks good. I'm not gonna add much or like anything anymore to this one tree root. I mean, it looks kind of unfinished anyway, but that's okay. I just wanted this, hang on. I just wanted just something around here. Like, doesn't have to be anything in particular, but I made a tree root just so that there's something here, like a calligraphy looking thing, just to make the picture more complete. And I went with a uncanny tree root. Anyway, that's all. Thank you very much for tuning in, and if you're still here, congrats. You're a great person. Thank you for watching. And hopefully that wasn't too torturous for you. That's it for this one. I learned a great deal about painting by doing this. I don't know about you, but I learned a lot. So I enjoyed this very much. And thank you for watching this, being with me as I do this one. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask, just as always, down in the comment section, and I'll do my best to answer. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and ArtStation. I've got it linked down below. And I'll see you in the next video next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And goodbye. Give you a little zoom here. This is a very big canvas. Very big. You can zoom all the way in. Yeah. Okay, bye-bye.